And in those times when let's take that worst kind of example. So not only am I uncomfortable or unhappy in this situation, but somebody's in my face at the moment. Uh, how do I move in the real here and now?
The
From that
first
place?
step is always self-preservation, right? If someone's in your face, you move away.
Okay.
That's still like the first step. Even in spirituality, you're not. It's like
So we're
someone.
not into martyrdom here.
No,
Okay.
no. You have to self-preserve yourself. So you move out, and let's say it's your boss who's yelling at you and in your face. There is a saying in the Brahma Kumaris, when I transform, the world around me transforms. When I transform my consciousness, I want you to try it next time. People do transform. The most angry person actually does cool down. They might not completely become cool and happy and respectful towards you, but they will move away.
So getting to the point of calming the situation down is a here and now step. Moving to the higher spirituality is something that I'm doing all the way through.
Yeah.
What else? What other pieces of this will get me to that end?
Love. It might sound very cheesy, but actually love. And when you really think of tolerance, the image that comes to me is of a mother. If she didn't have any tolerance before, let's say she had a baby, she's really more than happy to stay up nights for months after an end, do whatever the baby needs, whatever, because there's that love for the baby, that power of tolerance automatically comes. And so love in terms of not necessarily you first and foremost need to have love for the person who's yelling at you. But there are other things that you need to love. And then the love for the person who's yelling at you will automatically happen.
What other things?
The three things that I was thinking that you would need to love is, first is love your original nature. That your original nature is love, and that your original nature is peace, and that you love it, that you really treasure it, you value it, you respect that. And when you value it and you respect it, that you're not going to move out of that original nature. That's one. The other one is a love for the divine, or love for the divine in terms of love for God, or love for even the divine in you, the love for that. And the third one is you go out and you see that there is divinity or some semblance of love and respect, or you've had moments that the other person also has had moments of love and respect. And so you love those moments, or that aspect of them that is not the yelling part. And so there is a lot of power in that love.
And in providing it in the moment.
Yeah.
You reach a higher level
Yes.
of tolerance.
Definitely.
And again, I guess it's hard to see how that looks in practice. Other than saying to someone, you appear to be upset, and I'm sorry that you're upset. Which might be a gift to you. Might be, instead of taking or grinning and bearing it, I'm giving that to you. I don't know how to provide the love.
The providing the love really is not for the other person. You have to remember, first you provide love for your own original nature. And so you have to first get in touch with that original nature, and in that moment you say, no, I love my peace more than I love getting angry with this person right now. And so that is the love you have to provide for yourself.
Do you believe that my visceral reactions, whether it's anger or frustration or fear or flight or any of the things that might come out in a moment when I am grinning and bearing it, do you believe that those things are human nature, that are instinctive?
No, actually, I feel instinctively we are love and peace.
Are these things in conflict with one another?
They're acquired. They're acquired over a period of time. They've acquired. It's not necessarily that it's a bad thing and, bad me that I'm getting angry here, but they have actually protected me in the past for a very long period of time. These attitudes, this grin and bear, this, let me punch you out, whatever it is, that they have actually, I've used them and they've protected me for a long time. And what I'm saying right now is that there is another way, that to experiment with this other way, and that there is a possibility of a sustainable happiness in this other way. It's not necessarily that whatever I did so far is bad, but to try something new so that I can go to a different plane. Because if you are able to sail through a situation and be completely happy, even if someone is yelling at you, wouldn't you want that?
Well, sure. and I guess under my question is the notion of whether my nature is in competition with itself. What you've said is that my anger that rises is an acquired emotion, and that the love and peace is what is actually natural.
That's the premise of the Brahma Kumaris, is that love, peace, purity, the few qualities, the natural innate qualities of the soul are bliss and love and peace and all of those things. And the acquired qualities are like anger and ego, and all of those other things are actually acquired over a period of time. It's like there's a beautiful diamond and there's all of this mud covering this beautiful diamond, but I'm actually a very pure, peaceful diamond.
I would imagine that there are people who value peace and love on the same level as you do, who also think that they were born with anger or the capacity for it.
No,
or any of those strong emotions.
Yes. No, I'm not saying, all of us have those emotions, but not necessarily that they came with us. It's not necessarily our original nature. Like if you look at a small baby, there is anger in the baby. There is purity, there is peace. They're so peaceful, they're so beautiful. And so over time, as I grew up, I acquired these qualities.
And this is about a return to our natural state.
Yes, and it is a return to our natural state. The innocence, actually I was thinking when the tolerance, also there is an innocence about sailing through something. You're so innocent about what's happening. And in that innocence there is a lot of a happiness.
Right. Well, thank you for this conversation.
Thank you very much. And before we wrap up and before we end, I do want the viewers to really think about tolerance not as something to something that is not innate, but that these powers are innate also within the soul, that they are something that I have, and I've used it many, many times over the course of my time. I've used it many times, and I just have to remember it and use it again.
Great.
Thank you very much, Keith.
Thank you, Shireen.
As always, a pleasure.